Over 300 repatriated seafarers are set to return home to their families after being cleared of COVID-19. This as the government scrambles to immediately send home more returning Filipino workers. Greg Gregorio will tell us more.
337 returning Filipino seafarers have been allowed to go home after testing negative in PCR tests for COVID-19. These workers are employees of the Royal Caribbean Cruise and had arrived in Clark, Pampanga on June 6. One of their colleagues tested positive for the disease, while 7 others are stationed in a hotel awaiting their results. Those who were cleared of the disease were either provided flights or were made to wait for a sea trip to their hometowns. Among them is Ray. Although he's relieved by the fact that he is free of COVID-19, he failed to make it to his mother's burial last Friday.
Soothing sa feeling kasi ayos na. Ewan ko, hindi ko ma-explain eh. Kasi yung case ko, umuwi ako dahil sa nanay ko. Kasi compassionate leave ako eh. Yung nanay ko, pumanang yung nanay ko. Nakakalungkot kasi wala ka nang magawa eh kasi yun talaga yung process eh.
National Task Force Against COVID-19 Chief Implementer Carlito Galvez says they are working double time to send home the likes of Ray. In fact, unlike the previous batches of repatriates, this recent one only waited for 3 days before being allowed to go home. Galvez cites the country's increased testing capacity and the decongestion of testing laboratories in Manila.
Ngayon, kaya ginagawa natin na dinidecongest natin yung Manila, inopen natin yung Clark para at least manageable yung inaayos na rin po natin yung ating sistema na ang gagawin po natin ay talagang i-computerize na po natin ang ating mga data.
Health Secretary Francisco Duque III says the country now has 41 RT-PCR testing laboratories and 13 gene expert laboratories. He adds that more than 100 lab applications for accreditation are still pending at the Research Institute for Tropical Medicine. Interior Secretary Eduardo Años says the Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases is set to meet tomorrow to discuss the new recommendation on the country's COVID-19 data analytics.
Sa analytics, at dito natin makikita yung kabuuang sitwasyon down to the granular data in the barangays. And from there, we can draw up our recommendations to the President.
Anyo adds that some areas may be placed under modified general community quarantine next week. The IATF has vowed to look closely on the country's COVID-19 data so as not to make a mistake in easing quarantine restrictions. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, VR1 News.